This is UMAR AHMED for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It was obviously only a few weeks ago where I saw Jamie Moore and Aqib Fiaz at Fight Week. Lots happened since then. But yeah, how have you boys been keeping? Start with you, Jamie.
Yeah, sound mate. Been back, busy in the gym.
Aqib, health-wise, you all good? Yeah, I take it you've been training as well these past few weeks.
Yeah. Just again back in the gym and back to work. Working at a new date now. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go back to the night you guys pulled out the fight against Kane Baker. Of course, the first two thoughts really were, shit, what's happened to Aqib? Is he okay health-wise? And also just gutted for Kane Baker, as you would be for any boxer. If that was you doing a full camp and the opponent pulled out, everyone would be gutted for you. So it was kind of quite an emotional night at fight camp. Obviously, you guys left to go to the hospital, but people worried about you and people were obviously upset for Kane. So what was the actual problem? I don't know how much detail you can go into, but what was the actual problem with the illness or health problem?
Well, the morning of the weigh-in, I could tell he wasn't right. He said he didn't feel great. He felt a little bit dizzy and stuff. So, but sometimes you can feel like that making weight. So we just went with it. He started to get the weight down, and he got to a certain point, he was still feeling dizzy, so I advised him, I said, listen, don't take any more weight off, it's not a championship fight, we'll just come in a pound or so heavier, and I'll go and let the lads know. They didn't let Kane know until a little bit later on, so there's a little bit of an argument and stuff just before the weigh-in about that anyway.
Chocolate bar or something? What was that all about?
No. But, and then he sort of... not that he didn't get any better, he actually got worse. He was feeling dizzy, he didn't feel well at all. I've known the kid, you know, the way he's around the gym for the last sort of 18 months, and I could just tell he wasn't right. He was really feeling unwell. He was trying to talk me into it, saying I'll be okay, just let me sleep on it, wait till tomorrow. But you know, 7 or 8 hours after the weigh-in, he just wasn't right, and you know, it was a difficult decision to make because of the situation. You know, like I say, you're all in a bubble. But I had to do the right thing by my fighter, and I know, and to this day I'll still stick by it. It was the right decision, but you know, he's a young lad and he lives to fight another day.
Okay, well, I'm sure you respect Jamie's decision now and the weeks after it happened, but on the actual night, was it hard to accept what Jamie was saying to you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was difficult. Like I again, you're saying Kane did a camp, a 6-week camp or whatever. I've done 12 years of my life to fight on TV, and it was my first opportunity to be there, and being pulled out that late, it was gutting, it was heartbreaking, but you know, Jamie made the right decision, and I respect Jamie enough to understand that he had my best interests, and yeah, it's just one of them. It's in the past now. I'm not really looking back and dwelling on it. I'm looking forward, and we've got a new date, and we'll get the fight on.
So how long did it take for you to get back into full health, if you like, after that?
Well, I had about 10 days or so.
Yeah, a week after, he still wasn't right, but you sort of getting there, weren't you? And then about 10 days after that, he was back in the gym, and obviously you're not going to lose the fitness and stuff from a full camp or for the years of training. So it only took a week or so for him to get back to basically ready to fight.
So essentially, you've had a longer camp. You're going to be in better shape for, I was going to say rematch, but for when this fight is rescheduled rather. And let's be honest, it's a more intriguing fight, because there's more interest in it because of what happens.
It makes it more interesting, definitely. It was always a good fight anyway, under the circumstances what it was, but it's still a good fight. And you know, we took that fight under the circumstances. You know, would you want to take a risky-ish sort of fight at that stage? Ideally, probably not, but I'm still really confident in going forward with the fight because I know how good Aqib is. And you know, Kane, I like Kane, I like his attitude, he's a nice kid. I messaged him a couple of times, going back, he sent me a message on Instagram and reply back to him. So it was always going to be the plan that we'd go ahead with the fight. I think they was thinking there was something wrong, or I didn't fancy it, stuff like that, which is nonsense. Why would that be the case? So I'm looking forward for the fight to be going on, and everyone's seeing sort of Aqib perform, because it will be a good fight, without a doubt. Styles make fights and it'll be a good fight, but I've no doubt in my mind Aqib will come through.
Now, I spoke to you personally about this, and you said the fight will happen, and I think I have the same with you, Aqib. So I always knew this fight was going to happen, but I'm just going to say, I don't think you guys have really put it out there. This is probably the first time to the public that, yeah, this fight is on. Am I right in saying that?
Well, It's not been announced yet, but we've all agreed the terms to it, and it's not too far off. So we've just got to wait for Eddie to finalise everything. But yeah, I know they wanted the fight, and we've always said as soon as we can reschedule it, we will do. So yeah, it's going to be announced very, very shortly.
Aqib, what have you made of Kane's attitude towards it? Of course, on the night, as I said, he was gutted, so he said some things that he might not have truly thought, and then the next day he kind of said, like as he said, you've dedicated your whole life for this point, so why would you just back out if there wasn't a proper reason to? He said that, and there was respect there, but then I've seen in the last couple of weeks he said that he's going to come to your house looking for you, etc., because of all this silence. I don't know if you saw that. So it seems like his attitude towards you's going up and down.
I bet he don't.
Yeah.
I bet it doesn't.
What have you made of it?
Good luck trying that one. But yeah, I mean, like Jamie said, we've not put it out there that we're fighting again, but why would I not? Don't make any sense. I mean, I was in the hospital that night, and Steve would text me asking me how I was, and I was asking him, when can we get the fight on? That's how confident I am. It's not, him thinking I'm scared of him or something like that. Listen, I've had nearly 100 fights now in my life, amateur and pro. I'm not scared of him, and you'll see.
Do you think it's helped you in some ways? Because as Jamie said, it's a good fight. Of course, you're a massive favourite going into it, and that is still the case. But there's just going to be perhaps a little bit of needle especially when it gets to fight week. It's going to build more interest for you.
Well, if there's needle, he can keep the needles. You know what I mean? I don't care. It's business for me, business as usual. I'll do what I've got to do to get the win. He can be as emotionally involved as he wants. It's up to him. That'll be his downfall, I think.
To be fair, I believe you on that because I was there when he made some comments to you just before the weigh-in, and you two didn't say a word. He didn't say anything back.
Well, and so somebody who's emotionally involved, when you're a fighter, you make mistakes, and that's part of the stuff what I try and teach the fighters is, at the end of the day, it's your job. You've got to rise above it, and you've got to stay focused. And I warned him that about the weight, and I thought he was going to sort of start shouting off, but I said, listen, it's got to be water for ducks back. That's what it is. It's like I always say, it's cooler than a hot kitchen. You can't be emotional in boxing, otherwise you come unstuck. I got chinned off Michael Jones in the third fight because of getting emotionally involved, and those are the mistakes what people make in the past, and you've got to let people learn from that.
Do you have a prediction going into that fight? I know the announcement's going to come soon. I can't say when it is, etc. But it will be soon. So have you got a fight prediction going into that, Aqib?
Just another same as before. I'll get the win, and I'll look good doing it. I think it'll be a good fight, like Jamie said. We've both got styles where it's an exciting styles. He's going to come forward, I'm going to come forward, and we'll see who steps back. And it'll be a good fight, but I'll get the win.
Okay, well, I think, as I said, people will be more interested in this fight because of the situation. It's got a good storyline now, to be fair.
Of course it has. And listen, going back to what you said at the beginning, you felt sorry for Kane Baker. My first thought wasn't I felt sorry for Kane Baker. My first thought was I felt sorry for Aqib. I could see what it meant to him. He was begging me not to pull him out, but I had to make the right decision. And then as an afterthought, of course I felt bad for Kane because I've been there myself when fights fall through at the last minute. It's brutal, but the fight's back on now, so you can speak as much as you want, but at the end of the day, when they both get in there and fight, and the best man will win, and then we'll move on.
I think that happened because when we did that interview during Cole's fight week with you and Nigel,
Yep.
A lot of people then said, oh, so Aqib didn't put himself out. Jamie was the one saying you can't do this, and he was getting a lot of positive feedback for that. But I think
I was getting a lot of positive, but I was also getting negative stuff as social media does. Just people going stupid comments like you shit scared, and just them what the fuck, like you've been fighting for fucking millions of years, and then all of a sudden you shit scared about fighting. It just doesn't make sense.
But I think straight after the incident, people weren't sure whether it was you said it or Aqib didn't want to fight. But I think then people realised Aqib was wanting to fight. It was you.
He was begging me not to. I was the one who. The fact of the matter is, when you're in that situation, and Dave Cowell sent me a message saying, mate, you made the right decision, absolutely, because he was in that situation, and probably in hindsight wishes that he'd have pulled Jordan Gill out, and then so I'm probably part of the reason why seeing situations unfold like that, and then you sort of see the hindsight thing and go, when I think about it now, should have pulled him out. I didn't want to be in that situation. I've seen it happened loads of times, and I've also seen accidents happen over the years where people afterwards say, you know, I could sort of sense something wasn't right, and really when I think about it now, should have pulled him out. I didn't want to be one of them statistics where, you know, people make mistakes. I wanted to make sure, you know, as long as he goes in, no one ever goes in the ring 100%, by the way. I'm not wanting him to go in 100%. As long as he gets in there sort of 70-80%, I've no issue.
But where you feel like he's not fully protected and that come back on you, that's where you've got to make that decision.
Well, 70-80% is where you'd want someone. And when he would have been like 30-40%, which is ridiculous putting someone in the ring. It's dangerous. You know, I'm probably one of the most critical people in boxing about the way some trainers look after the fighters and they don't make the right decision. So I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't look after them in the right way.
Okay, well listen, we look forward to the fight announcement and the fight itself when that happens. Aqib Fiaz, thank you very much, and same to you, Jamie.
Thank you, mate.
And we'll catch up soon, alright?
Take care.